Yo, how's it, my brother? Sorry I took long to come back to you, but I will just quickly make an outlook as to how do you analyze the market. Okay, so and obviously the things that you need to like note. So first thing first, you come to your thingy, your chart, you open your trading view or whatever, and then start on from a higher time frame. Okay, so your higher time frame will be like your weekly or monthly. Okay, so on a high time frame, you are basically trying to get like a picture of the whole structure of the market. Okay, so from there, you go down to like your lower time frames. So we are going to like make a quick outlook on our daily. So we go down to your daily. You go down to your daily, and then you check what's going on. Okay, so you go over here, you do your horizontal lines. So this is pure price action, no indicators you need here. And then you mark your highs, you mark your lows, you mark your important levels, you mark your important levels. You can do this or trade this strategy on any with any pair or with any index. So we know that on a daily our USDJPY is buying. Okay, so why? How do you know that? Because you know that because now you see all of these highs and lows. The market is increasing. It's going on a bullish trend. Okay, so sorry, I just want to show you something. So it's going on creating highs and lows. Highs, it broke the structure or it broke this resistance, and then it closed above, and then it pushed below to test, and then it pushed to that new high, to that new level, which is this one. It came back to this zone, which is now your support level. So now we are obviously looking at the market to go up to these levels here. Okay, so this is the structure basically of the market. So it can be anything. It can move in any way. So, but the things you check on, the things you check on is um is your important zones, your important levels, which are your highs and lows. Okay, so we know that USDJPY is buying. So when you go down to your lower time frames now, you must have an understanding of what are you going to be looking for. Are you going to be looking for buying opportunities or selling opportunities? Okay, so we do have now like an idea as to what are we obviously going to be looking for on our lower time frames. Okay, so you take your trend lines also. This is your daily. You can see that it's moving up. Okay, so also we are at a support level here. So if we can perhaps dive down to your 4 hour, you can see that the market, you come down to these lower regions to your 4 hour. So we know, right, what the market is buying. We were just obviously starting on a bigger time frame, so as to we can get an idea, ukuthi are we buying or are we selling? Okay, so even on this, on your 4 hour, you can see that now the market has broke a trend, an upward movement on lower time frames. You can see here that the market was moving on, creating highs and lows, highs and lows. Eventually, the market broke below this trend line. Now, it had to come back to this level to test before pushing further down. So this is what we are experiencing now. Okay. So on lower time frames, you can see now that the market is giving us a clear outlook. Uguti, where are we going to be targeting our trades? Okay. So Normally they put a stop loss at at these lower regions, which is your previous high or previous low. Okay, so at this case we are going to take our stop loss and put it on 137 163. Okay, because now we can see that this is a pushing market we are buying. So normally what I do, Mina, I don't take any trades at these levels. At these levels, yeah. I only take my trades either be on your resistance level or on your support level. So right now I can see that actually I missed this trade because this is where I was going to buy right after this rejection. Candlesticks are important also. So the first thing you check now, you check if is there a what you call a fail a structure. Okay, I don't know what word I wanna use. Hang on. Um, or you check your rejection levels. This is a rejection candlestick. So this is our first confirmation before taking your buys. So on the second candlestick, you check if the bullish candlestick did it engulf the previous candlestick. Engulfing meaning did it pass on the candlestick itself, the body, did it close above the previous candlestick. All right, and then you wait for what you call um a retest. Then that's where you'll take your buys. So at this case, so at this case, this is what I want to do. At this case, if you miss an entry at this low uh, region, you wait for the market to push up to create another high, and then you wait for it to come back and test that level that it broke. And then this is where I am confidently going to take my buys up to these levels. This is how you see that where you are going to take your profit. This is where we're going. Okay. So we now have an understanding Uguti we are on a bullish market. Okay. So you go down to your if you are a swing trader, you can take a trade here on your 4 hour and push it up to those levels. So but right now we can see that we have a level here that is being respected at this level. The market is respecting this level. Why? Because on a higher time frame, you know that this is a support area for the market to push where to push up. Okay, so if you go down to like your 1 hour, let's go down to 1 hour. You could now see that in a way, in a way, the market was going down. It continued to create highs and lows, and then this is where we are going to do it. This is how we're going. We do the same thing. You check your trend, you put your trend line on. So you can put it wherever, so long as you could understand what are you doing. Okay. So we know that this is an important level. But now, um, every time, remember, every time the market pushes up, it has to like come back. So it was going this way, creating highs and lows, correction here, correction here, continued to do this, and then eventually it did what? It broke above. So it pushed and it created a new high, which is this one. And then it created highs and lows. And then we're expecting something like this. All right. So this is where we're heading eventually. So it comes with confidence, okay? Um, in as much as you could have that the market right now at this current point, it's pushing down, it's fine. You wait for the market for the right time to enter your trade. So now we know that this is an important region. This is an important region on a what on a higher time frame. So this must be a strong support area. Okay, so you go down to like 15 minutes. 15 minutes, this is what's happening. 15 minutes, this is what's happening. You get another structure like this, 1 2. So basically your touch, you your train line to be valid, it has to come with like, it has to give you like at least three touch. It has to give you like three touches. Okay. So um I'll tell you now. So this is where we going. So this is our first touch. We pushed, we came back, we pushed, we came back. This is our third touch. So we are approaching a third touch here before we scalp up to those higher regions. Okay. Also on a um also on a higher region, you put your what you call your other trend line, which could be this way. I would say this is where we're heading. Okay, so that's the whole idea behind analyzing a market. But before also analyzing, you get like these sharp movements, which is um, normally happen when there is an event. So I will also request that maybe perhaps we could download investing.com. I will also show down do a video and then show you how it works. How do you check events before taking any trades? So you could see that the market right now is doing this move. So it's moving like this. It's trending downward. So it's currently bearish, but on a higher time frame, we know that this is a strong area where we are obviously going to execute our buys at these levels here, around here. So immediately when the market um, touches this zone, we are taking our buys, and this is a safe point to take our buys. Remember, on let me remove this. Sorry. Remember, on a lower time frame, on a higher time frame, we are on a correction zone. So basically, our market right now is what is correcting. We are waiting for our market to give us our dead touch down at these regions here before scalping up to those higher levels, which is this is where we are going to execute our buys. This is where we are going to execute our buys, and then our TP will all obviously be somewhere around at these levels here. So to be safe, you can take your take your you can do your take profit at these regions. It doesn't necessarily means that you have to wait until it hits your resistant level, which is this one at the top, which, which is this one here at the top. So, but if you are a person who could hold trades for long enough, you can obviously like take trades. So also another thing on trading view, it's nice because you could always check your important, what you call important events at the bottom here. So like this one, it's retail sales. You can see the date and the time, so you know that at 2:30 the market will be pushing. It's either on a uptrend or on a downtrend. So so two things are happening here. We are buying and selling. So how do you now trade the fundamentals? Fundamentals always um, respect the movement of the structure of the market. Okay, so I don't know if I make sense, but fundamentals, the news, the CPI, the NFP, if you want to trade them, the first thing you do your analysis. This is USDJPY. So at 2:30, if this was CPI, I know. um if we are waiting for a third touch here before taking our buys after that nice rejection level that we had at the bottom here. So I know CPI level we are buying because we are rushing where we are rushing up to these levels here, up to these regions here. So that's how you go about analyzing the market. You do it over and over and over again. So you mark your important high levels, you mark your lowest lows, and then you check your trend lines. You check if the market is broken a specific structure or it's still moving on the other direction. So immediately it breaks a trend, you take your buys. But I would say always wait for the a nice correction, which is this one here. So we are waiting for our third touch at these levels, yeah, before taking our buys. All right. So this is how you analyze. You can do this strategy on your Nasdaq, on your US30, on any pair. So maybe if I could just quickly do another pair of any pair. I don't know, USD or CAD. Okay, let's do this one here. AUD CAD. So also we do the same strategy. We go on your daily. You just wanna see what's going on. You just wanna see how is the market uh, trending or moving. So on our daily, we know. Um, just a second. So on our daily, we have what? We have our highs. We have our lows. Okay. Now it's fine. It's still gonna push up. Don't stress. So we know we mark our highs, we mark our lows. So this is it. And then you mark your important zones. You mark your important zones. Any levels that you feel like the market has been respecting, you mark those levels. All right. So this is our daily. This is our daily. So right now, you could see that the market was trending bearish. Excuse me, and then eventually, excuse me, and then eventually, looks like the market broke a specific trend, which I think, okay, this is how it's moving right now. We'll put our trends there. So your trend line, you put it where you could possibly see there are a lot of touches. You don't just drag it to where like this level, but you put it where there are most touches. Okay, then that means that's that level that you have put your trend on as a strong area. All right, so that's where basically you are normally going to be taking your buys or your sells. So right now we know that we are on a downtrend, okay, but on a correction phase we are buying. Okay, so um what are we going to do now is we put on your mark you put on your shaded rectangle somewhere around these levels to mark the area of sensitivity, and then you mark this level here. So this is where basically you are going to be trading around when you go down to your lower time frames. On a 4 hour, this is what's happening. Okay, now check. So every time you go on lower time frames, you get another structure. So this is happening now. So you always have to adjust your trends and everything. So you could see now that the market at these levels here, it tried to push above, but it failed. Okay, so now you have another important area that the market is respecting. Okay, so as you go down to your lower time frame, you can always also put on your horizontal lines. It's obviously like an option, but I would prefer doing all of these moves like this. Okay, so I could know that the horizontal lines, I have put them as a support or as a resistance of a higher time frame. But my rectangular lines, which are these ones that are put on, are for what of are for lower time frames. Okay, so um maybe like going further to your 1 hour quickly. Now you could see that the market has already broken a specific trend and we are correcting. we are correcting before we are taking out our cells, before we take any cells. So this is what